This is a site we haven't seen for several months. I am back at the Tote Man Flea Market, but on a Saturday, not a Sunday, because naturally it's the weekend, so it's supposed to rain again. There are vendors set up, so let's go and see if there are any treasures. The fog's so thick, I can't see if the Tote Man is here. Wouldn't that be nice if he was? But anyway, let's get out there, let's shop around, do some rummaging of boxes, and see what we can find.
Michael.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
How much
For these guys. Need $3. You can have the whole box.
It just depends on what time the storms are going to start.
You can make plenty of content up there and make so much money.
How much are these? You want the yeah, full wall. You have about $5. Yeah, right, you got it. I've had them for years, and there's never been a place for the you know, and I keep forgetting to bring them to the flea market. Now we're going to come up again.
All right. Yeah, I'll be heading back shortly.
It's neat. Welcome to Easton area. Gotta get that. Look at that. Welcome to Easton area. Oh,
Yeah, I'm not there driving far anymore. I just don't want to. Yeah. Yeah, he had him here when he was out there.
Just a little dirty. Oh, that was neat. The Brooklyn one.
Hey, Nah.
Oh, that's a cowboy clicker. Money. Your stubs.
No, my
No. There's my stuff. Oh, the glass.
2 years ago, I found cases where the expiration date was due that month. And it was a flea market. I loaded my stuff. It's still the
Oh, that's why it smells. There's Avon down there. And you smelled it.
Yeah, we
Scooters.
weren't at all.
We made it back. We made it to the Tote Man Flea Market, but the Tote Man was not there. Granted, a lot of people weren't there. Every weekend since the flea market opened, there has been some issue with weather. Rain, wind, cold. It just has not been, you know, the booming beginning of the season flea market. The day before Easter, I heard it was busy for a Saturday, but I had a family Easter gathering, so I could not go. As I've said in every previous video where I've talked about the flea market, let's hope that the weather is better for this upcoming flea market weekend, and so far it looks like it will be. And hopefully the Tote Man will show up. But anyway, I did do some shopping, I did do some digging, so it was still fun to get back to the market. So what did I get? Well, not much, but that is a-okay. We started off with one stand where they always have really just a wide array of items from antique to vintage, and they have everything priced. They're really friendly, and I enjoy shopping with them when they are there. So I got this Welcome to Easton Area pin. It's Easton, Pennsylvania. P-Berg's big rival, but it is vintage, and I do not have this one, so got that. I also picked up, this is a Camp Drum New York Swiss embroidered, made in USA hanky set. Still in the original box. It's never been used. This is actually a mailing box. This parcel may be open for postal inspection if necessary. Send your relatives some hankies as you're in Fort Drum. The smell of mothballs is very strong. It's better than the Avon, because the one tote that I went through, my hands smelled like Avon perfume for hours, even after I scrubbed my hand and I washed it hours later. So we got that. I also picked up this belt. The flower reminds me of an Edelweiss. Let's see, it attaches like that. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. Here it should go. Yes. Really cute belt. And it was made, her name is inside, by M. Naomi Hauser. You did a great job, Naomi. But those definitely remind me of Edelweisses. From another vendor that had the Avon explosion, we picked up a vintage clicker toy. Doesn't click as much as it used to, but this one is of a cowboy. I also found it's New York World's Fair, Boy Scouts of America. We're glad you came. Welcome to the wonderful world of scouting. Here at the fair, you'll have some fun with the real wonderful world of scouting is back home with buddies. So this was a card from the New York World's Fair for Boy Scouts. Done. New York World's Fair. We should probably add that to the list of JFK, Jesus, and Bicentennial. We can add New York World's Fair into it, because you usually find the New York World's Fair 1964, not the 30s. Sometimes you find that, but I usually find more the 60s World's Fair. So maybe we should add that into the trifecta. Or we can kind of sub Bicentennial. It can be Bicentennial / New York World's Fair. We got that card. And then I picked up, this was all, so it was the clicker, the card, these are little tickets that were in a frame. The glass was broken. This is a newer frame. It has a Walmart label on the back. But we have Chicago to Kensington, Bloomsburg and Sullivan Railroad, and Philadelphia and Reading Railway. So they tape these, I think, are glued on the back. And then you can never have enough of these, ever. Like bottle brush trees, and they go great with bottle brush trees. We have that guy. We have one little people for the one sled. Another ice skater. And then we have the skier. He has his poles too. He's just missing his skis, but don't worry, I have an extra set of skis. We got the baggie of the little winter people, the New York World's Fair card, the clicker, and the tickets for $5. At an auction, if these would have been in a box lot by themselves at an auction, I assume that box lot would have sold for a minimum of $10. People love these. And again, they're great to put out with bottle brush trees and your ceramic trees too. So $5 for all that. And I believe these were $1. This was $1. And then the pin was $3. So I did really well for a rainy, sad flea market day, but I was just happy to be back and seeing the sellers that were back and seeing all the people that you talk to when you're at the flea market, and everyone commenting on the weather and how it has to get better, and I think it shall. But if this little pile was an indication of what the flea market will be like, then I have high hopes, and I'm excited to see what else we can find. The weather plays such a big part in the flea market, especially at this market. If it is pouring rain the day before and you don't have an enclosed vehicle or a space where you can pack not being in the rain, that stops people from packing and selling. If there is the slightest chance of rain at the flea market, people don't show up. Even if the rain is at noon, it's just not as crowded. So the weather plays a big deal in the world of flea markets, and you have to remember that, especially if you're going to be traveling far to go to a market. Perhaps give them a call the day before, give them a call the morning of, ask them, how many vendors, is it busy, do you recommend that I wait until there are clearer skies, and they'll let you know what would be the best for you to do so that you can come out and find treasures on a good flea market day. Hopefully many more good flea market days to come. Maybe the best flea market day we've ever had. That'd be wonderful. Let's put that out there. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the little treasures that I found. More treasures to come as the flea market gets back into gear, gets back into the swing of things, and we'll be rummaging through the Tote Man's totes in no time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I will see you all next time for the next adventure here at Paper and Moose.